number 5. And thank you, Richie, for sharing it on the screen. How much time do you have left to spend with him or her? When you recall that time is limited, you will naturally treat others well. We encounter all kinds of people in our lives. Among them, there are some whom we are naturally drawn to, enjoy spending time with, and finally marry, having vowed to spend our lives together. These are truly precious, irreplaceable encounters. Sometime after we begin to live together, however, we often find it irksome to be in the other's company, get bored, and start to notice the other's negative points exclusively. There are quite a few people who become depressed at the realization that though they used to feel happy just being in the company of the other person, now being together with them is a source of stress. Sooner or later, every couple experiences periods of tedium with each other. Why do we become bored and irritated with each other as time passes, even though we choose to be together? The answer, in a word, is habit. As we spend more and longer periods together, we start to think of the other as being entirely ours. We take it for granted that they will be with us. We are confident that they will never leave us. We stop paying attention to their needs and desires. We feel free to look bored in their presence. We become careless about our appearance. We start to take out our daily frustrations on them. It often happens that the excitement and freshness of the time when we first met vanishes entirely and the relationship is ruined. It's quite rare for people to meet and mutually fall in love. How then can we find our way back to that freshness of feeling of our first encounters? Let's stop to consider the issue of meeting and parting. It's strange but true that people are not necessarily able to be with someone just because they like or love them, and that they are not necessarily able to part from someone just because they dislike or hate them. You may dislike your senior at the company, but since it's difficult to change jobs, you may have to put up with working with them for many years. In a family situation, too, it sometimes happens that a daughter in law will intensely dislike her mother in law, but since she isn't about to walk away from her family, the daughter in law must live with her mother in law for decades and care for her as she becomes old and sick. We cannot easily cut off deep personal relations with others simply because we dislike them. On the other hand, just because we like or love someone, it doesn't mean that we can always be with them. Sometimes people love one another, but due to failure in business or problems with one set of parents or the other, they have to give up the idea of spending their lives together. Children experience the same kind of thing when a best friend has to leave to go to another school. In the worst case, one may have to part from someone through death due to illness or a sudden accident. In Buddhism, the phrase for this is those who meet must part. We like someone, but we cannot be with them forever. If we meet someone, we must someday part from them. This is the way the world is. If we do get to know someone over time and actually live with them, we come to feel that they will always be with us. Actually, however, that is not so. We are all bound to one another by ties that last only for a time. Some ties may be longer, others shorter, but eventually we must part. Because we take people for granted, thinking that they will always be with us, we get bored with them or treat them carelessly. But how much time do we have left to spend together with our significant other? If we realize that our time together is limited, we will naturally come to treat one another well. Yeah, and today is the Halloween Halloween day. Maybe all of us heard the sad news from South Korea. People go to have a party, to have a good time, never thinking that this is the last time they say goodbye to their loved ones. if you heard the news, there was a stampede. More than 150 Halloween goers, they got killed in a stampede, unfortunately. So every day, again and again, we hear such news, which kind of helps us reflect on impermanence. As we say, see you later, we never know. This might be the last time we say those words. So this concept of impermanence, that every meeting comes with a parting, those who meet must part. If we always remember this, then we can cherish our short, brief period of time together and let go of our differences or the flaws or the bad habits of the significant other and cherish them and be grateful that they are accompanying us on this journey of life, going forward towards the happiness that holds us fast, never to abandon us. That's our life's ultimate purpose. So good job, everyone, for being here, practicing together, taking the time to go within for answers, self-reflect with this recitation meditation. Today is Monday, so we're going to have the Right View Lab at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and have a wonderful start of your week. Goodbye.